Hey guys, so it's been a while since about VidCon last year that I've talked to you, and a lot has happened, and I just wanted to update you on a couple of the recent things. You may have noticed that I uploaded a video about a little kitty named Lucy, and she is sleeping right by my leg right now. And I got a new kitty because unfortunately I'm sad to share that Violet passed away. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about that. It was about a month and a half ago that she had a stroke. She was 18, and she woke me up in the middle of the night and couldn't walk and was very hot to the touch and was lethargic. So I rushed her to the emergency vet, and they said they thought she was having a stroke, and what did I want to do? And I was like, well, I want you to treat her, and they were trying to tell me, and I get it now, but they were trying to tell me that, she's 18 and her prognosis is not very good, but I didn't care. I wasn't ready to lose her then. So I went home, and they told me to call back at 5 in the morning for a status update, but to try to get some sleep. Well, that wasn't going to happen. I sobbed and I cried because she's my friend, and she has been for 18 years. I got her when she was 6 weeks old. So I might cry when I do this, but I'm okay. So I called at 5 o'clock, and they couldn't talk to me because they had a trauma that came in. So I waited for them to call me back, and at 6 o'clock they called me back and said, well, she saw herself through it. She's okay. Come and get her and take her to her regular vet, because the vet, it's kind of backwards, but they just stabilize her, and then you take her to your regular vet, who is the hospital, basically. So I went and got her, and I was so thrilled to see her again, and she was so mad, which made me happy because Violet, she has strong opinions. So the fact that she wasn't lethargic anymore made me very, very happy. What? Did you wake up? Lucy's awake and wondering what I'm talking to. Yeah. So anyway, I took her to the animal hospital, and they kept her for 2 days. And they gave her shots of steroids, and they told me they would make her symptoms better, and that with a stroke, cats do great with strokes, apparently. As far as recovering, they don't have the same paresthesias and paralysis that people do. And they tried to explain that to me, and I was like, whatever, just give me my cat. So I took her home, and she was okay for 2 or 3 days. She was a little disoriented, but she was okay. And then she went downhill fast. And I took her back in, and they gave me some prednisone to give her in a pill. And that's when I started to get very frustrated and mad, because I work with people who have had strokes, and if prednisone, which is an anti-inflammatory, makes you better, that's not how you treat a stroke. So something else was going on. If a pill that helps with swelling helps you, then something is swollen, is how I was thinking. Or something is growing that's pushing on something. So, but I was so happy because within a day of giving her the prednisone, she was back to herself, mostly. She missed the litter box for the first time in 18 years by like this much. She just couldn't quite make it. And it was very sad to see her wandering around. She started sleeping in the litter box. It was clean. And they said that it was because I had just moved apartments. And they said that, during a stressful time, sometimes cats want their own scent, and of course that had her scent. And I'm sorry if that sounds gross, but it was clean. With fresh litter, she just wanted to be in that box. So, of course, I let her, even though it made me sad. But after about 5 days, the prednisone stopped working, and she just fell over. And I couldn't take off of work, so Mom took her to the vet for me. And they gave her a shot of Depomedrol and more dexamethasone, which are anti-inflammatories. And again, when I got home, she was like a new kitten. There was no falling over. There was no falling off the bed. She could definitely see better. She was eating and drinking better because she had been stepping into her food bowl and her water bowl. And it was all just very sad to see her that way. And so I was happy. I was like, good, the dexamethasone is working. But again, part of me was like, something else is wrong with my baby, and I don't know what it is. So it was hard, but I decided that I needed to know more, because they told Mom that it might be a brain lesion of some kind, and that the only way to tell that would be to get an MRI. And when you get an MRI, it's risky for older cats because they have to put them under anesthesia, because you can't just have a cat be still, and that's risky for elderly cats. So I made the decision, and really the veterinary neurologist, helped me make that decision, because we went in to see the neurologist, and she said, well, you can't just leave her this way because she can't keep having cortisone shots. She can't. Steroid shots. The answer to that is no. And she initially got my hopes up because she said it could just be her thyroid. And I thought, oh, good, that sounds treatable. And so I left her there, and I signed a lot of things for the MRI and the blood work, and for x-rays, and a spinal tap, and everything. And I had to make a decision about CPR. And I had to do that the night she had the stroke too, because they don't automatically do CPR, because I don't know why they don't automatically do it, but they don't. You have to decide, and you have to know ahead of time how much it costs. And I decided, yes, please do CPR. And I told the vet tech, I want her back. I want her back. Sorry. Anyway, so as I left, I told her bye, and I told the vet tech to take good care of her. His name was Robert, and he said he would. So about an hour and a half later, I got a call, and my heart sunk because it was too soon for everything to have gotten done. And the veterinary neurologist said, I'm calling with bad news. We're doing CPR, and we'd like to stop, because while we were doing the MRI, as far as we got, her little heart stopped. But what we saw was a big brain tumor, and it was in the brainstem and the cerebellum, which is the part, the cerebellum controls balance. And so it made a lot of sense. And they said, she said, it's inoperable, it's not treatable. And she's made the decision for us, because this is not something that she can just continue to live with. And so we'd like your permission to stop. And it was hard. It was very hard. I had to make a quick decision. But with her guidance, I told her, well, yeah, if you need, let's stop. So that was hard. And, sorry, that was on May 1st. And that's when I lost my baby Violet. But she did make the decision for us. She made the decision for me, so I didn't have to go down there and tell them, let's make a decision to put her down. Her little body just couldn't take it anymore. And with the MRI, I got the answer and saved her from a month, maybe more, a month of suffering. So I went and got her, brought her home, and my mom took her and buried her. And it was really hard. It was very hard for many days. People at work were very supportive to me. Lucy wants to know what's going on. You do? Okay. Here's Lucy. Hi. Say hi, Lucy. Lucy Bell is my new friend, and I've told her all about Violet. Not all about Violet, but a little about Violet. Because Lucy is 9 weeks old and she weighs all of 1 pound and 12 ounces. And last week, I went to donate Violet's food to a shelter. And I had no intention of getting another cat for a long time because I didn't want another cat. I wanted Violet. But while I was there, I saw this kitten, and I stuck my finger in her little cage, and she licked it. So I asked if I could hold you, and they said yes, and then she licked my nose. Well, what was I supposed to do? So I applied to adopt her, and that night they called me and said yes, and the next day, after I went to the pet supermarket because I had no more cat things, I went and got her. So this is Lucy, and she has a little mark up here, a little orange mark. She's a domestic short hair, I think, and she's got a little tummy and stripy legs and a little tail that looks like this. And she's a snuggle bear. Violet was my snuggle bunny, and Lucy is my snuggle bear. And when I wake up, she's usually in my elbow or under my arm or behind my knee. And bless you, she has a little cold. We went to the vet. She's going to be fine. She's used to me crying sometimes because I still miss my baby. But I was told that you can love and grieve at the same time. And that's what I'm doing. I got a new friend. What do you think of all that, Lucy? Do you think about it? Okay. She's very little. She has a lot to think about. Yes, she does. So, thank you for watching. Sorry I'm so weepy. I'm an ugly crier, so I apologize for that. But I know that some of you have been watching since I was on You Now, and you remembered Violet. You used to draw pictures of her and send them to me. And I've got pictures all over my wall of her, and little glass pictures of her, and on my desk at work too. And I'll never forget her. And Lucy's not a replacement. She's a new friend. But I'll never forget my Violet. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Keep smiling. Bye.